Hello, here's Margus Kiis, and I'm pretty much an historian, and I like think about the history and the historical events, and like to think about the historical events which are written into the history books and stuff, and in certain way, and look after the official story and look what these wrongs are. And today's topic is, was Lee Harvey Oswald's death staged and faked? Because I'm looking through all the footages and stuff, and to be sure, to be honest, I'm sure it was staged and faked. And to be honest, I'm sure he, what to say, survived it. His death was staged, open way, and I don't know what happened to him later, but in this moment, when his death was official or something, he's then he didn't die. Okay, let's dive in. First, we all have to ask who actually was Lee Harvey Oswald, of course, the notorious killer of President John Fitzgerald Kennedy of United States. Yeah, who was Lee Harvey Oswald? Uh, to be honest, in the official history, Lee Harvey Oswald has seen like some kind of loser or some kind of stupid guy or some kind of evil little creature who just killed some way John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the president of the United States. And in November 22, 1963, and and this, of course, official version of it. I have deep doubts that the official version is right, and but I'm not aligned with this kind of guys who say that Lee Harvey Oswald was totally innocent. It didn't had nothing to do with assassination of John Fitzgerald Kennedy. I'm pretty sure he was very deeply assassinated. Associated, sorry, my English, with the killing of John Fitzgerald Kennedy, but he wasn't some kind of loser or some kind of outcast who did it for fun or for something. He wasn't insane guy, such kind of insane guy, little insane guy who did it. Okay, let's dive in. Let's open the Wikipedia article about Lee Harvey Oswald, and let's see what is talking. What it's talking about him. Uh, Lee Harvey Oswald, born in October 1939. He was really young in 1963. He was only he was only 24 years old. It's really young. I was nothing in when I was uh, when I was 24 years old, and so Lee Harvey Oswald had amazing past behind him when he probably assassinated John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and he was really he had quite a history. So, and if I read it, it's amazed me, and I'm pretty sure he was a special agent at this moment when he did it, and probably special agent of CIA or uh, whatever of the United States secret services. And it's not, of course, new idea, because in the movie GFK, there are the ideas expressed that Lee Harvey Oswald was a special agent. And yes, let's dive in his past before the infamous action he did. Lee Harvey Oswald, born October 18, 1939. He was age of 60s rock musicians and rock stars. 1 year older than the Beatles guys, older Beatles guys were. And yeah, let's dive in. Of course, it's written that he has a little bit troubled past. He was such kind of problems with behaving. He grew up in New York and New Orleans and stuff. But when it's and he was into the socialism and Socialist Party of Americans, that's a kind of thing, and communism. But it's interesting topic because um, I'm not sure it's really true. But then in 1956 he entered the Marine Corps, and it's a remarkable feature because it's not very common amongst American youth, and he was put in the very interesting places. He worked with. He was trained to work with radar, which is okay. Which is um, which very important and very. It's a moment because it's a part of the intelligence and stuff, and that's why I think it's beginning to become the special agent. And he was very young. He met already very interesting people, and already in 1950 early 60s, his fellow marine Kerry Tolley wrote about books, The Idle Warriors, which based on Oswald. So I think it's amazing feature when have the book is written basically about you. And in 1962, and he works in aviation and electronics operator. He was trained, and he was a very good shooter in too. And 1956, when he was only 17 years old, he scored 212, which is he was a sharpshooter, which is very good. Later he was reduced to marksman, but anyway, it's very good. He had very good shooting skills, and it's and nothing to do. He was He was learning languages, and he learned Russian, which wasn't very common at all in the United States. And if you look his past before the infamous assassinations, and its history is very interesting. And I'm pretty sure he was trained to be the special agent, and his acting and during all those times when uh, he was recorded. It's amazing how good he was as infiltration and such kind of stuff. And he 1959 he went to Soviet Union to work in the factory, and it was very very strange time during the history. So again, Soviet Union and United States had some very weird, intense tensions between them, but at the same time, there was a lot of intelligence and a lot of spies were around and looking what others do. And I think he was sent to the Soviet Union to just look what in the factories they are doing, and look what the society in the United States is, and so on. Um, and he went to the Soviet Union, and was amazing. He was only 20 years old. Remember, and and he went to the Finland, and then arrived in Moscow in October 16. So and he became, yes, work in the factory, and he showed up the very good infiltration skills. So and he was trusted. And I know I lived in Soviet Union, and I remember how paranoid society was. In Soviet Union. It's kind of every kind of um, foreign people were seen as very like aliens, like UFOs. Uh, in this United Soviet Union, and that's kind of amazing how fast um, he infiltrated into the Soviet Union, and he lived in Minsk in Belarus, and worked in Horizont Electronics factory. It's amazing choice actually, because in such kind of I know in such kind of factories they produced a lot of military stuff, and in the fact, Horizont Electronics factory produced radios, televisions, military and space electronics. It was deep secret stuff actually in Soviet Union, and it's amazing how he managed to get into such kind of sensitive place where simply um, uh, simply amazing. And he worked with Stanislav Sushkevich, who became later the major politician in Belarus. And all the people who met Lee Harvey Oswald, who was only 20 years old those days, says he was very amazingly intelligent, very calm, and very, very smart guy. And it's amazing. And And yes, he was Oswald even married in Belarus and Soviet Union, Ella German, and who was 2 years senior of her, and it was yes. And Ella German later described Oswald as a pleasant-looking guy with a good sense of humor and not such a rude as men here were back then. And yes, amazing. And later, after working in the very actually secret factory in Minsk, he returned to United States and. Okay, yes, did a mistake. Uh, he actually married Marina Prusakova. He was uh, he was but anyway, he was very good in infiltration in such a system. But remember, he was working in the secret factory in Soviet Union, really secret factory, and it shows he was probably the special agent and managed to infiltrate that. Later, he returned to the United States very easily, surprisingly easily. No one made some no one stopped him or made some investigation about him. At least it wasn't very open or very. He wasn't put into the prison or put into the special surveillance and so such kind of things. They never did, and he just go to work in Dallas. And then he was start to work as a Cuban activist, and not work, but as an actor, as a Cuban activist. You know that Cuba was a very big thing those days, Fidel Castro and stuff, and Cuban, Cuban, Cuba, and the relationships of Cuba and United States were very tense, and there were a lot of hate around, so because Fidel Castro moved, made Cuba into the communist country and that kind of things, and the ally of the Soviet Union, and Oswald starts to act like a pro-Cuban activist, and he was very uh, loud and very active and very well known guy about this. And I think it's a very important things about it. So so it shows again he was very good at as a special agent infiltrating into the systems and so on. And so on, it goes on the times, but and then there came, but yes, 2 weeks before the assassination um, assassination of Fitzgerald Kennedy, he got the job in the Dallas bookstores, and it was amazing because I think even John Kennedy didn't know that he was going to Dallas, but um, uh, suddenly Lee Harvey Oswald got the job, and then came the infamous, notorious assassination of John Fitzgerald Kennedy, November 22. Um, Probably Lee Harvey Oswald was shooting from the windows of the books, stories, and so of course, it everywhere, and it's very famous. And Lee Harvey Oswald just left the building without problems, went home, but he to got the handgun revolver with him and go to walk. And then suddenly one police car stopped beside him, and without any normal cause, Lee Harvey Oswald just kills a policeman, Tippit, called Tippit. It's a very strange activity because it wasn't at all useful for him, and of course he had no reason to kill the Tippit at all, and JD Tippit, and only reason why he should do it was that because Tippit was agent himself, and he just there was a real possibility that the Tippit was to kill him at this moment, and Oswald knew that Tippit was going to kill him, and just defended himself. And of course, later Oswald was caught mm, from cinema, where he ran after the killing the Tippit. Okay, let's talk about our main topic about the death scene of Lee Harvey Oswald, and it happened in November 24, and in 1963, and it was a very ridiculous scene. He was transported from the city jail to county jail. And at 11:21 a.m. and in the morning, and for me it's a very ridiculous scene because he was escorted with a huge bunch of people around. It's without any security measurements and anything else. There was a lot of cameras. There was a lot of journalists and any kind of other people around, and huge amount of people, and it was really ridiculous because can you imagine this kind of thing nowadays when the enemy of nation, of enemy of people, a guy who is suspected to be killing who have killed suspected killing the president, just escorted with two policemen from one door to car, and really amazingly stupid situation because it was broadcasted with TV straight in live. This scene that he was escorted to the car from the door of the city jail, and it total absurd, of course. and but let's see this scene from the broadcast, from the TV recording, from the videotape. Uh, let's let's see. Okay, let's zoom. Boom. So okay. So let's see the infamous broadcasted TV broadcast of the Lee Harvey's escorting escorted Lee Harvey from the city jail to the car to bring him to the county jail.
Now the prisoner
Just TV, straight TV live broadcast. I remember.
Let me have it. I want it.
And here is one reporter who is talking very calm way, very cool way of he's the enemy of the nation is escorted.
Being let out by Captain Fritz. There is the prisoner.
Here you can see the Oswald has no any security from the front, and everybody, the whole bunch around here is just watching him, and this is a bunch of very unknown people around. So it's amazingly stupid.
There is Lee.
And this is let's see it again. Jack Rubinstein is coming out the crowd, and it's a little bit edited version, I see, because it's
Captain
they
Fritz. There is the prisoner.
zoom in. Yeah, so and it's of course Jack Rubinstein said Jack Ruby is shooting only one bullet into the Lee Harvey. And
He's been shot.
Harvey is just dropping down like at the same moment.
He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot. There's a man with a gun. It's absolute panic. Absolute panic here in the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters.
Absolute panic, of course. It's okay. Let's see it again.
There
The
is
famous scene is Ruby is moving out and shooting him. And of course, it's a major overplay by Lee Harvey Oswald, because you know he's shot and he's screaming like a movie. Oh! That's amazing. It sounds very very strange. Like okay, what's the problem I have here? That's the problem is that in the actually in the real life, if you got shot, you don't feel any major pain at first. You can feel some kind of like burning at the moment, like some insect is biting you, and you can feel some kind of vibration inside you. It's a common knowledge. Most of the survivors of the gunshot have said or almost all the survivors of the gunshots have said that you don't feel anything at first. You feel only some kind of bite or some kind of burn or something, and but nothing very special. Even the survivors who have got very major gunshots have said that. And this is moment like you see here um, how the Lee Harvey's shouting. "Ah!" Like that's the same moment, fraction of seconds later. That's it's not normal. It's
He's been shot. He's been shot.
and he's falling down like from like he got the
He's been
shot
shot.
from the head.
Lee Oswald.
It's normal if you got the shot to the head and your brain is burst, brain is destroyed instantly, then you can fall down instantly, but not officially. Lee Harvey got shot from the left side, and the gun some way the bullet managed to stay in his body, which is very abnormal because usually the bullet shot so close from the body is going through you and continuing the way to the other the outside you, and here the huge bunch of people shoot. Someone had shoot got the bullet too, but no one got the bullet, and the miraculous some very miracle way the bullet remained into the body of the Lee Harvey Oswald by the official version. But yes, I have very interesting. Actually, there were several cameras around, and some cameras got much more interesting angle to the murder scene, and it shows much more. Actually, here you don't see almost anything, and you can see only some how the Lee Harvey is overacting here, and it looks really staged.
He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot.
Another angle is filmed by some Associated Press camera, and I'm gonna show you this. And this is much more interesting. Actually, it shows much more. Let's see it. It's from the video. And it's an unedited version of the videotape, and you can see how the Lee Harvey is really overacting. It's a gunshot, okay. He's jumping after the gunshot.
He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot.
Same situation, okay. But here,
another camera,
camera angle. Let's see it, and it's much more interesting. Here you can see a situation where the policeman, two policemen here, is not looking towards Jack Ruby at all, and they are looking actually towards the car, but only one guy who is seeing Jack Ruby clearly, and who is waiting for this Jack Ruby is Lee Harvey himself. He's looking just towards Jack Ruby. Let's see.
Moves in.
And then the Jack Ruby is really coming, and Lee Harvey doesn't mind at all. He's looking towards Jack Ruby, and here you can see the gunshot, and the gunshot is not almost is. It's impossible that the gunshot is going. The bullet is going through the left side of the Lee Harvey to get into the close to the heart and aorta and the all internal elements inside him, and the gun is looking towards his hand much more and his shoulder actually much more than his and the gunshot here, and Lee Harvey is grabbing his shoulder actually here. If you see carefully, it's a famous photo shoot.
All America has Jack Rubinstein.
But here it's clearly visible that the only man who is looking towards the Jack Ruby is Lee Harvey himself, and he doesn't mind at all. He doesn't react at all. If you see carefully.
And here,
gunshot. Camera is shaking because bang. And of course, Lee Harvey is making a huge overacting impression, like he's got a very, very painful, shot. The gun of Jack Rubinstein was so very small, little revolver, as I know, and its bullet was very little too. There was no such thing that bullet hit something very, very painful, and like sometimes happens, like hitting like some major bone, like leg bones or something, which is very pretty painful. It wasn't. It doesn't. I don't understand where the gun is shooting at all. It's a situation here. Like you see the flash of the shot, and the gun is not towards official wound of Lee Harvey Oswald at all.
And here,
it's the situation is infamous
fame of all America. Rubinstein himself. Oswald is rushed to the same all America.
Okay.
Now
again
slowed. The murderer moves in.
Lee Harvey is very calmly watching towards Jack Rubinstein. So he knew that somebody is gonna shoot him. He's very calm. He's not moving almost at all. He's looking towards Jack Rubinstein very calmly.
And here.
And he is making the and dropping it to the floor as fast as possible.
Here is the shame of all America as Jack.
So it's
Jack Rubinstein takes the law unto himself.
Let's see the infamous photo of Lee Harvey's wounds. Let's see. And yep. Here you can see the Lee Harvey's dead body. And if you saw the video of the Jack Rubinstein is shooting the Lee Harvey, then you can see that it's almost impossible that the bullet entered here, and the bullet wasn't so huge to make such kind of huge wound. Okay, you can say that the doctors were trying to heal or repair something internal and made the wound larger, but then they had to make them much larger. Than this is this is what 10 centimeter 10 centimeter wound is. Okay, after the day of Lee Harvey, uh, okay, after the day of Lee Harvey day, he was rushed to the hospital and he died almost 2 hours later. By the official recording, official version, his wounds, so internal wounds, were so major. He was damaged. All his internal stuff was so damaged that there was no hope to survive. But then it's interesting that his death took almost 2 hours. So it's not logical too, actually. If you say that okay, the bullet made a major destruction inside him, then he should be dead within some minutes because the blood loss is so massive and so on. But yes, he was by his official recording. He was rushed to hospital, and some doctors made some hard work to help him to make him survive, but he didn't survive. Uh, Actually, the official recording of his treatment is very strange too, because at first it was said that only one doctor was working with it, then the number of doctors who worked to save Lee Harvey Oswald has grown within the decade to the four, the six, and so on, and it was very strange. But still, his death was uh, certified as like a major destruction inside him. It's a major destruction of his organs. As I said, this photo of his, his autopsy photo of his dead body is have real um, uh, suspicions that it's true, because if you saw the video of his the assassination, then the gun wasn't aimed towards this side of his body at all, because the guys were from the two policemen were from supporting him from the side and protecting him. And I don't know how the bullet managed to go this place. Maybe it's the Jack Rubinstein's gun wasn't aimed here at all, actually. And if you so the official version is very strange, very not not realistic at all. Okay, what happened later, of course, yeah, officially he was dead and buried down and so on, and the guy called Lee Harvey Oswald was called officially dead. But if you, we saw from the first part of my video, the Lee Harvey Oswald was actually the special agent and very good special agent without any question because as very being very young in his early 20s he was massively good infiltration dating into the society. He visited the Soviet Union, working with secret factory and so on, and it was amazing what she had anyway achieved, and everything, uh, including the fact he was carrying the fake document with with him. Yes, the fake document was found. It's everything when he was arrested after the killings. Policeman Tippit. It shows that he was actually the special agent and very good one. In my version is such kind of thing that when he was captured, it was soon clear that he wasn't that kind of simple guy. He was a special agent, and probably he was offered the version that his death will be staged. He can maybe work on as a special agent under the other name or so on. And the I don't know how they managed to get Jack Rubinstein to shoot him, but I don't know had Rubinstein rail bullets in his gun, or it was blank bullets, uh, blank shells in his gun, but I don't know. But probably Lee Harvey Oswald was wearing some kind of protection vest or something to cover his upper body, and uh, probably I don't know how they managed to get Jack Rubinstein to shoot him, but everything was made to show that Rubinstein is shooting him and Lee Harvey Oswald is dead because that was made TV broadcast. It was filmed everywhere. There was a lot of journalists around, and Lee Harvey Oswald wasn't protected from the front at all. There wasn't any security uh, measurements or elements in this situation. Everything was made that Jack Rubinstein can shoot him. And it was well done, I must say. And everybody was believing that Lee Harvey Oswald was there and was shot and so on. And probably Jack Rubinstein himself was very very convinced. Uh, he knew that he killed Lee Harvey Oswald. Later on, Jack Rubinstein became suspicious being in prison, actually, serving years, sentence years in prison where he died. He became suspicious about the situation because he wrote letters about how Lee Harvey Oswald could act such way is it a real true story how he got a job in the book storage and so on. It was he himself was very suspicious too about the official version of the killing of the Kennedy and so on. And but we know probably we will never got to know what happened to Lee Harvey Oswald in the real life. Uh, did he to say survive? Because I'm really sure that he survived this situation. But maybe he was killed later. Maybe he was wiped away by CIA in later years. Maybe he didn't could not work on as a special agent. We don't know it, but I'm sure in this situation his death was fake, and it was very interesting to watch how it was really fake. But okay, it's true. We never know the real truth. Okay, because almost all the people around this situation are all dead, and uh, they never probably never told us how it really happened. But the documentation of this situation of the scene is showing clearly showing it's what everything was fake. Okay, thank you watching my broadcast, and next time we are looking through some other iconic situation in the history, which is probably fate or or done very suspicious things around. So thank you and